What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson checking in with the latest and greatest on the Ramblin' with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Today is Tuesday, August 30th. NFL season starts next week. You know, that hard, big overreaction day that people dread, especially the players trying out for the roster, has come, where the team has to cut down to 53 from 80. And fans get very emotional over these days. Obviously, the players and their families do as well. But I'd say next to the day after the draft and the schedule release, it's probably one of the bigger overreaction days on the NFL schedule. But Washington is cut down to its 53-man roster. Tonight, I'll be doing a live stream with Louis T and Rico from Street Scores. We'll be going fully in-depth, breaking down everything about the roster. But I'm going to just give you, from a quick glance perspective, my thoughts on the roster. They made cuts today, notable cuts. David Bada, Kendall Blanton. Well, not notable. We just signed him. William Bradley King, Alex Erickson, Khaleke Hudson, who a lot of people didn't surprise. A lot of people thought was going to be a shoe-in on the roster. Already cutting ties with him. The cornerback room, we cut Cornelius Elder and Danny Johnson. So it appears there is a plan to bring some depth into that DB room. Dejon Neal, don't have to talk much about that. That boy was getting roasted like rotisserie on Saturday versus the Ravens. We knew he wasn't making the roster. John Toth. But the one that's hurting a lot of people is Jaret Patterson. That one's really got some people shaken up, and understandably so. Hometown guy, plays his absolute fucking heart out every time he steps on the field. North to south runner, bowling ball, like smaller version of a Maurice Jones-Drew style of back. Hopefully he clears waivers so we can get him back on the practice squad. But that was my biggest surprise. They kept Jonathan Williams over Jaret Patterson on the final roster. I think the depth chart will probably be the more interesting read than the final 53. And with Brian Robinson Jr., thank God he's okay per Mike Garafolo. You know, we're lucky to still have him, but somehow, some way, be it God's will, the bullet that hit his knee did not hit any vital elements of his knee. Bone, tendon, ligament, joint, none of it. And him showing up on the immediate active roster means that he may not be out for as long as fans and even the team expects him to be. But we could be getting an NFI announcement any day. For those not familiar, that's the non-football injury list, where you have to miss at least 4 weeks of football. Take as long as you need to, Brian. We want you back when you're ready. We're just glad you're alive. We're glad you're well. And you're an absolute hawk of a man to have wrestled a gun out of somebody's hand and survived at gunpoint carjacking. But my surprises on the roster: Curtis Hodges at tight end. I know it's an IR injury move, but I guess they needed to keep another body in the tight end room because the whole tight end room's been on the side field and on the Peloton Ashburn cycling team since the beginning of camp. So that one caught me a little off guard. And the linebacker, the rookie undrafted guy out of Arkansas, Dejon Harris, I definitely didn't see that coming. We kept him and Milo Eifler to round out the linebacker core. You know, Chase Young starting the season on the physically unable to perform list. Then we have the injury reserve list with Keith Ishmael, who we need to get rid of because he's dreck, to be perfectly honest. But not too many surprises. I'll just run down the roster real quick in number order: Dotson, Diami, Will Jack, Heineke, Tressway, Sly, B-Rob, Kirko, Carson, Sam, Dax, Scary, Bobby, Derek Forrest, J.D. McKissick, Gibby, St. Juice, Fuller, Curl Holmes, Butler, Reeves, and shout out to Reeves, man. You've even caught me on my show a few times calling him a tryhard, but that effort obviously has grabbed the attention of the coaches. He plays with his hair on fire, and he's a headhunter. Jonathan Williams with the surprise slotting over Jaret Patterson. Curtis Hodges and Dejon Harris. It's funny that they're all three in a row because those are all three my surprise roster keeps. Milo Eifler, David Mayo, Jamin Davis, Trey Turner, Cam Cheeseman, Holcomb, Shaka, Norwell, Schweitzer, Leno, Rouye, Chris Paul, the rookie, 7th round pick, makes the team, and Christian Holmes, Sam Cosmi, Sadiq Charles, which I'm still scratching my head about because at this point he hasn't really shown us much. Cornelius Lucas, Logan Thomas, Cole Turner, John Bates, Monty Rogers, Cam Sims, Sweat, Daniel Wise, who absolutely had an amazing offseason, John Allen, Payne, Toohill, Smith Williams, F.A. Abada, and Fedarian Mathis. William Bradley King's another guy we could possibly bring back on the practice squad. But my only other thoughts until the live stream tonight is that with our corner depth and our linebacker depth, the team definitely might have a plan in place to sign some guys. So be on the lookout for us to be claiming some guys off of waivers. I'm looking at Jarrett Davis. I'm looking at Joe Hayden's of the world. And also, before we go, goddamn, the Eagles are having a fucking home run of an offseason. They snagged Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, a very good starting safety, for a bag of potato chips and a soda from the New Orleans Saints. The Saints just don't do good business. But that's all I got for right now. Make sure y'all tune into the live stream tonight, 9 p.m. on the channel. Street Scores, Louis T, your boy Rio. Roster cut, full breakdown. Let's rein in this regular season right. Until next time, hail to the Washington Commanders. Deuces.